What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
Just so Ike does not beat me off camera, I'm feeling festive, y'all. I'm feeling spooky season as well.
Trying to make me feel like I'm some kind of abuser. I am not the abuser in this relationship.
You are clearly. They said, bitch, you festive. Spooky season. I said, that's how I saw it in my heart. I was scared for my life.
Be extra dramatic and add extra things that never happened. That's all me. Because
It was
I did not say, bitch, be festive. I said, you were going to say, be
I'm going to say, do y'all
festive.
see she already dressed for a street fight, so she brought it internally.
Girl.
The internal war that you fighting, it's for the festivities. Come on.
Girl, it's spooky season, y'all. And you know, Halloween is my favorite time of the year. I really want a spooky basket.
What does that mean?
You know, like a basket of like, you know, goodies that are like scary, like, you know, Halloween
I feel
stuff.
like you and Anna can like, you know, knock that shit out. Because I remember when we went and did that one stuff, she was like, oh yeah, I keep this. It was like an inflated something in her front seat. And I'm like, you do that all? Like, she's like, yeah, I do that all Halloween.
The inflated what?
There's an inflated something in her passenger seat. Ask her what it is. She'll take a picture of it. So she keeps it in like that all season.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Girl.
No. But, you know, while you're at, check out our YouTube. Check out our Instagram.
Insty.
Check out our Sip and Review when you send us
Send us
shit and review it. Check out our Twitter, our Facebook. You know, we got some merch coming out real fucking soon. I'm so excited.
So tap
for
the
merch.
fuck in, y'all.
Tap the fuck in and hit that purchase because we can support us, you know? Okay? Anything else to say?
No.
Okay, well, the girls are back at it again of another messy-ass episode of Sip and Spill. We create conversations all wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm ambitious, certified lover girl, Saray.
Oh, all right.
So I know we said that we were going to do like a fake story time or insert story times when we have story times, but a bitch got a story.
Okay, I'm here to.
So I know you already heard it, but you know, listeners.
I really didn't.
You didn't really hear it?
Because we talked about not telling the story before we go on the show.
So I know it's been a while, and I know that y'all think that we turned our life around. And maybe a good leaf with niggas have really been happening, but niggas still continue to show me every fucking day why they're not shit. You feel me? So there was this man that we were in communication. I wouldn't say that it was anything like extensive, but it was to the point where he was sending me print pics. And if you don't know what a print pic is, it's more of like, not your dick.
Is there really a line? Because I feel like it was to the point he was selling print pics, but niggas will set print pics the first day of meeting you. So I feel like there's really no like to the point
I mean, I've known him for 2 years.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've known him since I worked at Diablo's. And like, he was sending me print pics and X, Y, and Z. And,
was
like,
it big?
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay, let's get,
Your secret's safe with me, bitch. But so it was like... It was. I just didn't want to put his business out here like that. Well,
it was or wasn't?
It was.
It was big?
Yeah, it was big.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, oh yeah, hey, yeah, let's hang out, da da da. Like it was like one of those like things like fake flirtation every so now often, like try to like mingle, maybe go together, maybe I don't know. It was a lot of nothings but something.
Okay.
So he even so I got on his Instagram this weekend, and I happened to see he got engaged over the weekend. And I said...
So how long between the picture and the engagement?
He sent me a picture on Wednesday of last week.
Okay.
You got engaged on Saturday.
So like 4 days.
4 days.
4 days between sending you a picture and getting engaged.
So
that means he had a whole girlfriend this whole time.
The whole time. And the thing is, I feel like I asked him because I feel like it was just like sometimes the course of our relationship wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I felt like there was something and I feel like I asked him and maybe, I don't even remember. Because I don't think it was like a legitimate crush to the point where I asked him those questions. But I feel like you were supposed to be engaged. It's not like you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You are on the steps of getting a fiance.
To making a vow before God and everyone that you vow to be with her.
And the thing is, he was like, it was a repost of what somebody did for her page. And so he reposted it. So I was like,
so he had no plans of posting his own engagement photos?
No, he did not.
Oh, wow.
So I was like,
I
was like, congratulations. And he was like, thanks, Ami. And the next thing you know when someone responds to it, but when you can't see the story no more, I think either he blocked me off watching the stories or he might have deleted it right after I responded to it.
He deleted it, girl.
Because the thing is, I don't even follow him back on Instagram, but when I see him in my story views, I'm like, oh, let me just see what he's up to. So I would have never knew.
He deleted it. He was really trying to hide his whole engagement. And I really wish single men would shoot their shot as much as niggas in relationships.
Oh my God. They empty the fucking clip. They have nothing to lose. I mean, most times they probably...
Do you not want to lose your family? Isn't that something to lose?
That is something to fucking lose. But niggas ain't shit. Niggas is always niggas. So you know what? Y'all don't surprise me. That's why I want a life partner. Because if you gonna cheat on me, at least I ain't your wife.
What's the difference?
Life partner?
I mean, if he cheat on you as a life partner, cheating on you as a wife, what's the difference?
I don't know. I just feel like it's just more. I feel like it's such a bigger deal to be a wife. People don't ever like say, "Oh, that's your life partner." Such congratulations. Oh, that's your wife. You know. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's a bigger deal to be a wife than it is to be a life partner. So
I think the roles are exactly the same.
They're exactly the same, but I feel like the emphasis we put on being a wife is literally way different than if someone says, "Oh, you don't want to get married."
Right.
So,
are you ready for some would you rathers?
I would love to do a would you rather.
All right, you can go first.
Are you sure? Because I feel like yours is probably intense. I'd rather get yours out of the way because mine is very easy.
Mine's actually not intense.
What?
At all.
Okay, so my would you rather is, would you rather know that we are in the Matrix? Would you want to be oblivious?
Oblivious. Ignorance is bliss.
I would love to be in the Matrix.
I don't want that much knowledge because I feel like having that much knowledge causes depression. I want to be happy.
I do feel that. I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like knowing too much, being too
woke.
You know, I feel like what's it say? What's that saying? Being an African American, being woke is constantly being enraged. There's a saying like being like knowing what's going on is constantly being enraged.
Constantly feel like people that are woke are enraged?
Yes. How do you not? When you learn about everything that goes on in the world and society, how does that not make you upset?
Doesn't it make you more mindful to share that information with other people though?
Yeah, you can be more mindful to send that information and still be upset about the information you got. I mean, I feel like people who are woke tend to be angry because you know what's everything that's going on, you know?
I hear you.
Yeah. My would you rather is, would you rather Earth get taken over by aliens or robots?
Definitely aliens.
Really?
Yeah, we're aliens, bitch.
How are we aliens?
Because you have to think about it. Aliens actually do exist. So to them, we're aliens. You know? Robots, you can't control.
Them?
Aliens exist.
Okay.
So to them, we're aliens. But because an alien is really a foreign thing that you know nothing about. So the aliens that do exist, we're aliens to them.
Okay.
So I would rather it be taken over by someone I don't know other than something you can't control. You can't control a fucking robot. You think you can
control aliens?
No. I would rather someone that's living, breathing, and, feeling. Robots don't have that emotional intelligence or want to have that because they're all structure, fixture, this, and third.
Okay.
So, yeah. Aliens, for sure.
All right.
That was a good one. Thank you. Didn't ask me who I wanted to fuck this week. I'm
saying
so
it wasn't
happy.
Really intense at all. It was a calm question.
So let's get into some wine facts so we can get into some motherfucking tea time.
Tea time. So I got nails this week, so I'm just like doing all this extra shit for no reason.
So kudos. That's what the fuck I got today. I got fucking kudos. And if y'all don't know what kudos means, it's right on the bottle. It is a praise or acclaim given for an achievement. So you said that we got to 14K.
1,400.
1,400.
But that wasn't a kudos. That was an accomplishment to you.
It was an accomplishment to you. So I'm going to say kudos to you for thinking it's an accomplishment. I can't diminish that.
I don't think that's how it works.
How does it not work?
Kudos to you for thinking it's an accomplishment.
That's kudos to you. That's an accomplishment that you think that you said. Because I don't know how you run the Instagram. So for you, it is an accomplishment. To me, I don't run the Instagram. So I don't see it as an accomplishment. I say it's 500 increments. Remember when I said that?
Oh, then it's 500 increments.
Kudos.
I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
Because when I first said it, you weren't excited.
I was not feeling it, but
I don't feel it.
Okay, well, congratulations, bitch, to us. To motherfucking us. So this is a 2019 Pinot Noir. This has 13.8% alcohol content. It's medium body. It has floral notes, toasted oak with plum, red fruits, cherry, and vanilla. I don't know what that means because I feel like all of our wines literally say the same flavor profile,
Oats,
but they all
cherry,
taste
vanilla. It's always the same.
Always the same, but they always taste different.
Reds.
I know, I love reds.
That's what it always is with reds.
It is.
Whites are always like fruity, fresh, refreshing, crisp.
Yeah, like crisp. Yeah, heavy on the crisp.
Yeah. Y'all appreciate our glasses. This week we got the same glasses and the same cards.
I really hope I like this.
You poured yourself way more than you poured me.
I mean, I was respecting you and your boundaries, but
what boundaries? I just said I didn't want more shots. I didn't say I didn't want wine.
Now you got more than me.
Cheers to another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill.
Ow. I like it. It's not medium body at all. I think this is very like light compared to considerably what we drink. This is a very light body. I like it.
Kudos tastes like communion wine.
Communion.
It's okay. It's not bad. It's definitely not heavy or anything.
It's not heavy at all.
I feel like it has no flavor.
I feel that. I do.
Yeah.
So they lied about the...
It tastes like communion wine.
Put some respect on the wine.
I'm not, because it don't have no flavor.
It has no flavor. Where the vanilla you told me I was going to fucking taste?
No vanilla,
I don't taste
cherry,
no white person in my drink.
Just straight piss water.
Water. So let's get into some motherfucking tea time.
Tea time. Well, I was scrolling through the gram, and you never really hear a lot about the wife of a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when she's not in the spotlight, the ex-wife of a celebrity. Especially if she's not in a spotlight. So whenever Toya Hart gets a little I'm like, okay, bitch, because I feel like she truly deserves whatever spotlight, whatever attention she gets. Yeah. So recently she got some, I guess, negative feedback about her keeping her last name. And she was saying how she deserves to keep their last name. Yeah. One of the things was because her kids don't want her to change her last name. 2, because she fucking deserves it. And 3, because Kevin Hart don't care if she has the same last name as him. So honestly, his name holds power. You know, just her having that last name gives her opportunities that she would not have not having his last name. So I really don't think it's a problem for her keeping her last name, even though they're no longer married. Mostly because they have children who have the same last name. So I understand, because when people do it, like Beyonce knows. You know, she's married to Jay-Z, but we're not saying, oh, why did she not go as Beyonce knows Carter? You know, Kim Kardashian. You know, even though she goes by Kim Kardashian West,
she definitely does.
She definitely kept her last name, Jada Pinkett Smith. So I feel like women who are who have status, they keep their own last name and add their husband's name to their husband's last name. But when your husband has status, I feel like there's nothing wrong with. Didn't Tina? Were you saying Tina Turner kept her?
Yeah, Tina Turner. She wanted to keep that name. She said, "You can have all the money that you want. Yeah, I just want to keep my name because that's what I'm known for. Right. I'm known as Tina Turner. I'm not known as Anna Mae Bullock. Is that her name? I want to say that is her name.
Beat that cake like Anna Mae. Yeah, that's her name.
But I'm saying the last name. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that I don't see that there is a problem. But I also want to play the devil's advocate and say, well, what about his wife? How do you think she feels about that? Because it's like, that's your ex-wife. Why does she have your last name? Granted, I know that you keep saying she deserves and she wants the same as her kids, but they haven't been married in like
a long time.
And granted, yes, his stand-ups all started from the fact of
using her and his children as, you know.
Yeah, it was Bullock. I was right.
Using her, but
Tina Turner sounds better. No, Tina Turner definitely sounds better.
Yeah. But it definitely comes from using him and her and his family as, like, you know.
And what if his wife does not want that for them? Like, why? What if she doesn't want to be the attachment of what? It's a constant reminder that he was married to someone before her.
I feel like his children are a constant reminder that he was married to someone before her. But if she has a huge issue with it, I mean, what are you gonna do about it? So what is she going to do? What is Anika going to do?
Would you ever do something like that? Would you keep a man's last name just off the sake because you had kids with him?
No, but if he was like in the same level as Kevin Hart, I probably would. But a regular man, no.
You love to bring niggas down to earth. You're like, a regular man.
No, I'm saying if you're not like, I mean, just a regular, if it was a regular 9-to-5 working man, I don't see myself keeping his last name just because my children have his last name. And honestly, I don't want to change my last name.
I don't want to change my last name either. I actually want my husband to change his last name.
Yeah, I'm not going that extreme. But the only way I change my last name if I marry an African. If I marry an African American, then I'm not going to change my last name. So I really don't see an issue with her wanting to keep the name because it gives her status. It gives her opportunities. It gives her, opens doors for her. Yeah. And that's what she needs to feed her children. Okay. I'm not saying Kevin Hart isn't taking care of her kids. I'm sure he is. Yeah. But she needs to take care of herself too. Facts. So yeah, girl, if you want to keep the name, sis. I gotta do what you.
Okay. So let's get into more pressing matters. Do we feel like Bow Wow is the best entertainer on the Millennium Tour?
I think he's one of the top.
I mean, okay, respectfully, we all watched the verses together. And even though Bow Wow had the hits, Draco was way more entertaining.
Draco's entertaining because he's goofy, but I feel like people like to talk down on Bow Wow because Shade Moss is such a lame. But let's
Shad.
Oh, Shad Moss.
Couldn't even get his name right, bitch. Is he that much of a lame?
But I mean, I feel like the reason why Shad Moss is such a lame, because Bow Wow was with 30-year-olds when he was like 10.
Yeah, you was that nigga.
He grew up in that old way, that mentality. So he's really an old head, even though he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
So I feel like we like to disrespect Bow Wow, but I'm a huge Bow Wow fan because when we were watching that Versus, I was all team Bow Wow.
Yeah, and I was literally counting. I was like, Draco. And I was like, not you saying the same song, Draco.
He played the same song like, what, three times?
I said...
He played the clap.
She make it clap.
And then he played the remix.
He did. And then he did it. And then he did it again. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Hop about the bed. Turn my swag on.
Both niggas have a place in history.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bow Wow is so much more significant because he literally grew up rapping. And he was able to be, as a kid, in songs with grown-ass adults and hold his own weight. How many kids in this day and age can be on a song with like Drake, Meg, or whatever, these big stars?
Well, let's be different. And let's actually talk about how the content of what everyone is rapping about is way different now. So we can't even compare the two.
I don't think it's way different.
I think it
Niggas
is.
have been rapping about the same thing back in Snoop Dogg, Dre days, and they're rapping about now. Maybe women is different, but niggas is not different.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about women.
I don't see any kids being in a song with Drake and holding their own weight and it being a hit. Bow Wow was doing that.
Do you not feel like he was doing that because of the people he knew and not because of his talent? Because when he was rapping when he was younger, I wasn't that much of a fan.
Okay, I was. So
so I don't resonate with that.
Yeah.
So in comparison to B2K, well, that's what we're comparing to because we didn't even tell him what we were fucking talking about.
Let's talk about
it. Okay, so we were on the Shade Room, and the Shade Room made I don't know if it was an imaginary beef. It was a beef that they was trying to get to our attention or saying, I don't motherfucking know. But it was pretty much saying that Bow Wow was like trying to say like, I started this shit. And then Omarion was like, I'm bringing Bow Wow with me. Bow Wow's not coming. Like, it wasn't like.
He's like, I'm with Bow Wow. Bow Wow's not. But anyway.
No, he said Bow Wow's with me. I'm not with Bow Wow. That's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing because y'all still coming together. Because it's called the Omarion and Bow Wow Tour.
I thought it was Millennium Tour.
No, it's called Omarion and Bow Wow Millennium Tour.
Okay.
His name is a headliner. So I'm saying you're using his name to promote it. It's not Omarion and B2K. It's Omarion and Bow Wow.
Okay.
So it's like,
and I remember what you were saying. As individuals, I think everyone does resonate with Bow Wow, but I would resonate more with like Omarion just because I love B2K.
Exactly.
I love Icebox. I love even I'm saying his individual songs though. Like when
besides Icebox?
And I said,
and Touch.
And he had that one song, Yo Girl Come Close to Me. Like he has hits.
Okay.
Don't disrespect. He got it's not that many. I feel like as an adult, he has more hits than Bow Wow, in my opinion. Bow Wow had more hits when we were teenagers. Like Out of My System.
He was an adult.
At Let Me Hold You. That was them together. Was he an adult?
He was definitely Bow Wow was in his mid-30s. He's older than us.
We like the same age as him. If I'm in my
we're not. Bow Wow's like 34, 33. Look up how old Bow Wow is. Bow Wow's older than us. So when he was making those songs, he was an adult. He was not under 18. But I mean, I love B2K, but I feel like B2K, Omarion doesn't have his own weight.
Bow Wow complains about treatment.
He's 34, yeah. He's not way older than us, but he has a couple years old on us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying to say. But yeah, I think because of who we rocked with the most, we trying to defend him. Because I'm going to defend Omarion and
I love B2K.
And then
B2K
like Speed, I'm not talking about, I'm saying Omarion because you keep saying, you're like B2K. If we talking about Omarion had hits I can name off the top of my head.
Yes.
He had Speedin'.
Yes.
He had Icebox. He had, Touch. Yeah, he had those songs. Like, supposed to be. You had those hits. Not saying that he's a extensive solo artist.
Yeah.
But Bow Wow is definitely in the running with him. But because I liked B2K, I feel like I resonate more with Omarion.
Okay, so let's talk about Spectacular because it was really Spectacular and Bow Wow who had the beef, and pretty much Bow Wow was like, I'm bringing the tour, I'm bringing these people. This wouldn't be shit without me.
Icebox. I'm trying to act like I don't want to be with you.
No, you better. That's a good one too.
He definitely had it.
But that's B2K. But pretty much Spectacular
Shorty like
and
mine, take my baby. I don't know what my baby is. I don't know what that's my name either. Like you, of course. Bounce
I know.
with me.
Let me hold you. Basketball. Bounce with me. Push my is.
but the
Like you.
thing
Out
is,
of my system.
let me
like
hold
mine,
you.
Take you home. I know everything on that list.
But let me hold you with Omarion.
It was. They're friends.
Let me hold you.
But yeah, I feel like Spectacular had no business jumping in that beef. Your name is not even on the headline.
Yeah, Pretty Ricky, in my opinion, y'all lasted all of like 8 seconds. Like it's we gonna put the respect where it was put. Pretty Ricky was in the basement, so you were trying to be nasty when you knew you were supposed to be at home in high school.
Okay.
Like grind on me. Yeah, that's like like we really out here acting like we sucking and fucking, and
we were 10.
Not 10. We were in high school.
Oh.
Bitch, where was you at 10 years old? You was in basements?
Yeah, at the YMCA.
Look, I'm fucking
Didn't y'all
crying.
like Friday Night Live at the YMCA when y'all had the little clubs at the YMCA? Damn, okay.
I went to Boys and Girls Club, so I was more advanced with it, okay?
Okay. All right.
So
between Spectacular and Omarion, I mean, it's Spectacular and Bow Wow, who do you think is more like, has more hits? Is
that really a question that we're having right now? It's always going to be Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Like Spectacular, I don't even remember any of his verses. I only remember Pleasure P.
He was the best one.
Was he?
I think it was Spectacular was the best one. I love Spectacular. Or was he the finest one?
He was the finest one.
That's what it was. He was the finest one.
Because we know that Pleasure P was, usually the best person in a group is the one that branches off.
Yeah.
And
that was Omarion.
And that was Omarion. That was Pleasure P.
Yeah.
Like people that like, because I'm like, I mean, he didn't really do much other than 2-3 different songs. But I mean, what songs does Spectacular have by himself?
I don't know, but I guess he was just fine, so I didn't notice.
It really though. And I feel like, I mean, it's not going to take away from who he is as a person, but we're talking about entertainment wise. Entertainment wise, you're not seen as an entertainer. You're seen as, I think, a global entrepreneur right now. So I don't Spectacular. Yeah, look up his hits.
Didn't he? No, that's Baby Blue. But so let's move on to the next thing because we are talking way too much about this.
I think we got excited. You know, I think our lady parts definitely was like,
for him, definitely, yeah. So I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed and she noticed, but them red flags was all over Twitter this week. And it's still on Twitter because sometimes I scroll down the timeline. Yeah. It's not as much.
We thought it was going to die down real quick, but it did not. I remember
I called you and I was like, girl, like all these red flags on Twitter. We might do a green flag episode.
I'm going to say you really do be on Twitter way more than me because I miss I saw this tweet. It said, if you miss one joke on Twitter, you're lost for the entire week. So I'm glad you put me up on game and was like, can you check your Twitter? So I went to see and I was like, yeah, definitely was red flag city.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about some of your favorite red flags that you saw on Twitter while we were scrolling.
My favorite one is when he don't give head. Red. That's a red flag.
The red flag was that a man said, when a girl texts you, do you got a section? Red flag. And I'm like, that is, because in Houston, and I do it, I'm the red flag because I'm like, I'm not going out with you if you ain't got a section, respectfully.
I'm not.
Like, I don't want to stand in the pedestrian area of the community.
Yeah.
Now,
if I like you, I don't mind hanging out with you.
Yeah.
But if I don't like you.
And we're going out. Crazy. So that brings us to our topic of conversation. Did you want to have anything tap on that? Mm-hmm. So that brings us to our topic of conversation. Green flags do exist too. So by definition, we're going to talk about what a red flag considerably is. It is something that demands immediate attention or if overlooked will provoke a negative outcome on oncoming danger. I feel like that's pretty intense for what we're talking about. But I mean, I guess like we're saying.
No, it's not intense because there sometimes could be oncoming danger, whether the danger is not that, intense
or physical or mental. Physical or mental, yeah. So red flags are definitely that you just need to pay attention to.
Yeah. Immediately. I think it's very important to have like different levels of it because it discourages us from cutting off good people over little things. Like there's a green flag, there's a yellow flag, and there's a red flag.
Yeah. So with green flags, I think is, in my opinion, the most overlooked because I feel like in the society of toxicity that we are in, we always go for the immediate worst case scenario, like I always say. Mm-hmm. So green flags are like something basic and something that is actually good for you. So an example of a green flag would be someone that is an effective communicator. That's an amazing quality to have. Yeah. But even if someone has that, you probably might overlook that because they have something that's like a yellow flag, which is
So yellow flags are some things that are, they give you like a pause. And they're not, to me, bad enough to cut someone off. For example, someone who takes entirely way too long to reply. Yeah, it's like, damn, what is this man or woman doing all fucking day? But I don't think it's as bad enough to cut someone off because they take a very long time to reply. And then there's the red flags.
So in the red flags, it is something that you definitely have to stop. What is the word? I want to say gaslighting yourself. Because, sometimes when you see a red flag, you're like, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. So I don't know, disillusion. I don't know what the word is. If y'all get it and y'all know, but y'all know what the fuck I mean. A red flag is something that's like, yo, this is something I don't want to put up with. The next bitch shouldn't put up with. You should probably seek counseling. Yeah. So for me, a red flag that is you can't overlook is someone that is not self-aware. If you don't understand the consequences of your actions towards other people, that's definitely an immediate red flag.
Right, definitely.
So my thing is, why do you feel like people focus more on the negative than they do the positive?
Because I feel like it's so much easier to assume the worst out of people.
Yeah.
Like I saw this meme and it was a guy checking his phone and he was like, what is he doing on his phone at 12 o'clock in the morning? I'm waiting next to him.
Yeah.
And then the thing under was like, maybe he's checking the scores or the highlights of a football game, And it's like, that is true because I feel like we are so conditioned to think the worst out of people, which is an immediate trauma response.
Yeah.
So I feel like the reason why our mind goes to negatively so easily because of our experiences. And it's just, it's so much easier to like be negative.
It's easy to be negative, but it's so easy to communicate as well. If you feel like him checking his phone at 12 o'clock at night is a problem, ask him.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
And no, context matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
context.
Definitely.
Yeah,
context matters.
Definitely matters. It's like you have to understand the parameters of the relationship or like what you feel is comfortable. Because I feel like some things that might be a red flag to me might not be a red flag to you.
Definitely.
And that's also like you have to understand who the person you are. So I feel like saying everything is a red flag or someone that goes to sleep at 10 o'clock and doesn't hit you back until 7 a.m. is a red flag. Like,
because that's me.
Like that is literally Sammy and she is dead ass sleep. It's not even her doing anything. It's
I'm
like
dead ass. My bed is 10 p.m.
And then also, and it's like when she was like talking about someone that takes forever to text you back, that's me. But the thing is, I'm not doing shit, but I don't like texting. I'd rather you just pick up the phone, call me, FaceTime me, get it out the way, blah, 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 blah. Because texting excessively for what are we talking about? Like, what the fuck? I'm grown. Like, maybe 18, 19 years old. Oh, my God, he texted me, good morning. What are we doing today? Oh, my God. He's like, but as a 28-year-old woman, texting all day, it just seems very extreme, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, too. Different people have different red flags, and we shouldn't just be like, oh, that's a red flag, whatever. So I think we should learn how to train our minds to also focus on the positive and, the green flags.
Yeah.
Because the reason why relationships fail, not just like relationships as in, sexual relationships, platonic relationships too, is because we always assume the person is doing the worst.
Yeah.
And we have to retrain our minds to not think the worst out of people. Like sometimes when a guy takes so long to text me, I'm like, oh, he's fucking another bitch. Like, why do my mind
That is the
go
worst
straight?
case scenario.
Why does my mind go straight to him fucking another bitch? Why can't it be like, oh, maybe he's just trying to, he's doing a paper or he's working or he's working out or he's cooking or any logical thing a person does throughout the day besides fucking another bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, you fucking somebody at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Good for you.
I fuck at 6 a.m., so come on.
I'm crying. So do you feel like red flags usually trump green flags?
All the time. Because and not even that's a good thing. I feel like people will let go of a person friendship wise. And that honestly got me reconsidering when I was rewriting this, I was like, did I cut off the person I cut off? So, that maybe it was too sudden. Mm-hmm. It was too like, I should have I saw a red flag and I immediately, thought the worst and was like, okay, I'm not done with this. So instead of giving her grace and be like, okay, maybe that's a yellow flag. And I should have been more open to giving her a chance to explain herself. You don't think so?
Context, because I know it.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a red flag.
Okay.
And you've already had a prior yellow and you had a series of flags with her that bothered you. And that one was a very serious matter to you. And someone that knows you, when something bothers you, you need to take it as serious as you take it. Because if they don't, then it seems like they're not respecting you. So I think in that situation, I don't think anything that you did was wrong. Do I feel like a conversation should have been had? Yes. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it was just, y'all were on two different levels with it. And instead of communicating it in a way that y'all both could understand, y'all both were very emotional about it. And y'all act polar opposites when it comes to emotions. Yeah. Either you're completely like detached or you're completely into it. And I feel like there should be also a middle ground. That's when we come on, even with like you said, a yellow. So I feel like y'all should have found.
There should have been a middle ground.
You could have had a communication where y'all could still end a friendship, or you could have told her, moving forward in this friendship, that's not something I want to accept. Yeah. Because you told her how serious it was to you and she didn't take it as seriously as you did still. So I don't think it's a red flag because I never diminished anyone's feelings.
You don't think it's a red flag?
I said I don't think it's not a red flag.
Okay.
I said, because I don't feel like you should ever diminish someone's feelings, but I also think you should talk to them like, why are you acting that way? Mm-hmm. Like, why don't you think it's as serious as I do?
Okay.
So that's the only thing I'm saying.
All right.
So my question... okay, so that's what's going off what we were just saying.
Yeah.
What is the baseline for what a red flag is, or a learned behavior or a misunderstanding? Because red flags differ in relationships. Mm-hmm. Like something that might be a red flag in me and your relationship might be in one of my other friendships a yellow flag.
Yeah, because me and you, we don't fuck each other's niggas. But some people can fuck each other's niggas and think it's not a problem. And that's a red fucking flag.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they differ in different relationships. I'm like, I would have a friend that would think it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay to do that shit. Yeah. Like, why do you think that's not a red flag?
To fuck my nigga.
She's like, well, I mean, you said you didn't like him. Why does that matter if I like him or not, if it's a red or a yellow flag? To me, if I think it's a red flag, it shouldn't be a yellow flag to you. So yeah, it definitely differs in relationships because what is very intense or problematic to me, to other people be like, I don't know. So what is the baseline? How do we gauge that?
I just depending on the fucking person. Like what I consider red flags is especially someone who doesn't make you feel heard. Okay. Like I was dating this guy for a while, and we actually rekindled recently, and it just ended as fast as it started because this person just refuses to make me feel heard. Mm-hmm. It just takes to the point where I'm like crying, tears in my face, explaining to him, this is what bothers me. Yeah. And then it takes to that point for him to be like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. Why does it have to take that far? Why is it when I tell you, hey, this isn't right, this bothers me, you can just accept it? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like you have to like hammer into someone. And after you hammer into them, they're so nonchalant about it. And it's like, I'm expressing to you that this is what you did and it's bothering me. Mm-hmm. And your reply is like, well, that's just how I am. Mm-hmm. That's never a fucking reply to me.
That's definitely a fact. Because
I dealt with this person for a long time. Like me and this person got into like physical altercations because of me explaining something to him and him just being so fucking hard-headed. And it's not till I punch him upside his head for him to understand, bitch, don't fucking play with me. Like I'm serious about my feelings.
Yeah. And I feel like the same ways for me. Because I feel like someone that is inconsiderate and lacks empathy and has bad communication. I think the biggest red flag for me in any relationship, like friendship, like relationships, family. Mm-hmm. If we have a conflict and it's not addressed, but you talk to me like everything is normal, that's a red flag to me. Because I'm like, how do you not understand that we just had an altercation? That the situation at hand needs to be dealt with before you actually try to communicate with me on a normal basis.
I feel like all niggas do that. Niggas love doing that.
And I feel like that's extremely like...
They have to brush it off like nothing happened. Like,
and you can't do that because you can't like overlook the fact that someone is still probably going through the motions. Because I was having a conversation with someone earlier this week and I said, you can never...
We've barely been drinking this wine, so you must not like it that much.
No, I mean, we were talking and I was trying to make sure we have like a good 45 minutes.
It's already at 35, so we good, sis.
I'm gonna say, yeah, but I was just trying to tell somebody, like I always say to everyone, you cannot expedite someone's healing process. So if you are over it, does not mean that I'm over it.
Period.
So I feel like if I say address it and we want to get it to it, we have to.
All right. Another one of my red flag is a man with a dick less than 6 inches. That's a huge fucking red flag to me. Like, why your dick so small? And I say that to say this. I was dealing with this dude for like 2 days. And, you know, he was a great... Remember the nigga who I told you that ate my ass and my pussy?
Sure.
Okay, so his dick is extremely small. And why I say it's a red flag, because he was eating my ass, and he was eating my ass with his booty in the air. And that's a red fucking flag to me. I feel like no nigga should have his booty tooted up while eating my ass. And your dick small, red fucking flag. No? Yes?
I mean...
Niggas with small dicks isn't a red flag?
It's not a red flag because they can't control that shit. I can't tell you it's a red flag if you can't control why your dick is the way it is. So we're not going to get into that, but we're going to talk about what the after effects are or the effects if you're dealing with someone with a red flag.
With a small dick? Oh, no, red flag. Okay.
With red flags and they go unnoticed. So I only wrote down 3. I don't know if you wrote anything down, but I said
on one after this.
Okay, so it's like the effects of dealing with ignoring red flags is you are constantly finding yourself drained around that person.
100%.
I'm gonna say, I don't know if you've ever been around someone you're just like, damn, they just don't fucking get it. And it's like, I don't have enough energy to like exert it.
Talking about.
Yeah, I don't have enough energy to exert it for both of us. So yeah, you're definitely constantly drained. Another one is that you are oblivious to the situation. You are constantly talking in circles of like how great you think the situation is, but everybody's looking at you like, does she not know what she's dealing with right now? And also another another effect of dealing with that is it takes a toll on your mental and it changes your idea of how you judge character.
Okay. My red flag is a person who isn't considerate, compassionate, or empathetic. Those are my 3 things that are very important to me. I want a man who's considerate, or a friend who's considerate. It's not even about a man. It's just someone who considers you. Like, for example, like you see something nice and like, oh, send me like that. Like, I'll get that for her. You know, just like thoughts, things like that. Or it's like, that's considerate. Like, those are stuff that I enjoy in a friendship, relationship, whatever it is. So if you're not considerate, compassionate, or empathetic, red motherfucking flag all the way. Do you have another one?
No. Okay,
another red flag is being with a man who wants to split the rent with you. I feel like that's a huge fucking red flag. If you want to split rent with me, I don't want to be around you.
I mean, these are your red flags.
Is that not a red flag? A man that wants to split rent?
I think it's your red flags. We can't speak for everyone's story.
So if a man split rent wants to split
specifically me, yes, it's a red flag. Okay, but I'm saying, but not even that. We said it. We're doing a baseline for everybody. We wasn't just because I feel like
I said a red flag for me.
I know, but I said you honed in on the small dick. You honed in on the 50-50, and I was like, I thought we was doing like baseline of like that's why I said in totality how I feel about friendships, relationships, and like relationships. I'm like, these are my red flags. You can't do a small dick on a bitch that ain't got a dick.
I had other things. I had someone who makes you feel heard and compassionate. So I didn't always talk about, niggas.
I am fucking
I flipped it up. I'm sorry, but you can't split rent with me, baby. I got pussy.
So do we have any green flags for you? Anything green?
Yes, of course. Okay. Green flags do exist.
They do exist. So what are your green flags?
My green
small
flags,
dick, nigga.
I mean, I said less than 6 inches. That's really small. I feel like 5 inches dick. What is that? This? That's not small to you? You want this much dick in you?
Do you want that much dick in you?
No.
All right. Well, this is about you saying about me right now.
Okay, my green flag is someone who have emotional intelligence and give good head. I love that.
Me personally, I think so. A green flag for me is someone that's emotionally available, someone that is able to take your emotions and be able to understand them, to regurgitate, have discourse with you in a healthy way. That is a green flag for me.
Definitely. Another one for me is someone who's nasty and loves nature. If you know me, I love, going out. I love, biking, taking walks, anything that has to do with nature, like being outdoors. I love it. So if you love also being outdoors with me and you nasty too, like that's a great motherfucking flag.
Sounds like Jason lyrics. So
who's that?
Have you not seen that movie?
Okay.
For me, a green flag for me is someone that takes accountability. I am one of those people that I like to express things until my head it blows up. So I need someone, if they do something wrong to me, take accountability for how you made me feel in the moment. And we can move forward X, Y, and Z as needed. But I definitely need someone in my life that takes accountability for their actions because I'm someone that takes accountability for mine.
Definitely.
You have another one?
There's nothing sexier than a man who takes accountability for their actions.
Oh, for
I
sure.
feel like but you know what? Let's rephrase that, because a man can take accountability for their action, but what if they keep doing it? So is there is the accountability really taken, or they're just doing it to make you feel better about yourself?
I think like we always say, it's you only put up with so someone can take accountability.
But he's taking accountability, like you said.
Okay, but I'm saying he's taking accountability. But if you keep allowing that behavior, then that has everything up to you, because that's clearly a red flag. Just because you take accountability, which that's what I'm saying.
But you said there's a green flag, though.
But I'm saying it balances out. If you take accountability, but you still keep doing the same thing, what's gonna bother me more? What's gonna bother me more is that you keep fucking doing it. And we said red flags always trump green flags.
Yeah.
So if you take accountability, great. But if you keep fucking doing it after, I know I cheated, so, but you're gonna keep doing it?
Yeah.
Then you gotta go.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
so how much more green flags should it be than red flags for you to be like, okay, it's like, you can keep us in this relationship?
I think
like how many red flags is this person allowed to have?
To me, I think it goes case by case because there's some people after the first red flag, I'm out of that bitch.
Yeah.
And there's some people that I'm gonna give you a lot of chances to show me that you are the person that I have in my head as you. Like we always said, a bitch always got fucking hope. So I feel like the thing is, it's like we always say, it's different people because sometimes you will give me one red flag and I'm like, that's all I need to know about your character. And I feel like I'm really character based. And if I feel like that one red flag encompass your entire character, which is very presumptuous to say, I'm still gonna do it.
That's the thing. We like really judge people off of one red flag.
Not all the time, I'm saying, because I've been with people that had multiple red flags and I still rock that shit out because I'm like, you know what? How you make me feel on the back end is so much greater than what is presented to the world. So do you have another green flag? Because I have one as well.
I do. My green flag is when a person acknowledges I'm the funny one in the relationship. Like, I love it when a nigga knows I'm funny.
But I'm the funny one out of this relationship.
Ha. Okay.
Okay.
And that's why you got a stain on your shirt.
Yeah, that's a pen from when I was writing. Is that funny?
Yes.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all.
I'm definitely the funny one in a relationship. Ha.
So I saw a meme and it said that when I tell them I'm going to talk to my tarot cards and they do not try to stop me. I think that is a green flag for me because I don't know if anyone that knows me, I talk to a tarot card reader regularly. When I say regularly, it's like every fucking day. I talk to this bitch. Like, I'm like, yeah, come on. Am I crazy? Can you like, shed some light? And she always like puts me on, I have a lot of anxiety.
How do you find a legit tarot card reader? Like, do they have like credentials or?
I don't know.
How do you know?
You go off of vibes. And like I said, I go off of vibes in my entire life. So the vibes she gives me and the information she gives me is always pretty spot on.
Okay.
Like, I feel like she gave me like 1 or 2 readings and I was like, yo, this shit's right.
Okay.
And then over the course of time, I'm like, damn, this bitch is always right. So that's why I just kept going back to her.
Yeah, I'm not, I've done it once, I think. I'm not against it. I just don't know like if it's bullshit or if it's like legit. Because it's just like they say general thing and it's just like that could apply to anyone.
They always say, tarot card readers say, take what resonates with you. And if it doesn't, then that's not what's serving you. Because sometimes they're reading more than one energy. When tarot card readers, they are reading energies.
It's not a cop-out, take what resonates with you. Like, okay, so whatever I say, take whatever that is. Applies to you and forget everything else.
But that's not a cop-out because everything doesn't fit you. Like, even when it comes to horoscopes, not everything fits you.
100%.
So you take what makes sense to you. Because I'm like, that is really how I am without even reading this shit.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like if you believe something doesn't exist, you're going to be like, you tried so hard to prove that it's wrong. But it does exist.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, spirituality and universal shit is one tangible thing that, not tangible, but yeah, it's really tangible. That's one thing that you can say is a draw force of like, it's only picking up you or picking up the people that surround you. Like, it's not something made up, like religion.
So religion is made up, but not tarot card readers.
It's not made up. Religion is definitely made up.
Okay. So we're ready to get some questions?
Yeah, we can get some questions.
All right. You want to go first?
Yeah. Do you think you are a good detector of red flags and what is your process of doing that?
Damn, that's a good question. I think I'm a good detector of when something's going fishy, but am I a good detector of red flags? I would say no, because I'm so quick to like,
yeah,
and not even process the whole thing to even make sure if it's really bad. But like the slightness of like ancient assness happen around me, I'm so quick to cut off. So I don't know. What does that even mean? Am I a good detector of red flags? What do you think?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just don't I feel like I just don't tolerate bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we always say, what is the fine line between bullshit and understanding?
Huh?
What is the fine line between bullshit and understanding? Because you might think that you're not tolerating bullshit, but it's like, you don't, like we always say, context matters. So if someone you think is bullshitting you, but they really weren't,
Mm-hmm.
it's like context matters. So I'm like, I don't think anyone can be a good detector of like red flags, because imagine you can be in a full blown relationship and think there's nothing wrong, but you're telling your friends a story and they're like, bitch, that sounds off.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like there's really no gauge of it. You just live in one ghetto ass day at a time.
Yeah. I'm very, I don't think I'm a bad detector of red flags. I just feel like I don't even let it get to that point.
Mm.
You know, before you even get to that point of showing me a red flag, I'm like, oh, he did this. I'm good. You know. My question to you is: do you think a yellow flag can easily turn into a red flag?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason why a yellow flag would turn into a red flag is because of repeated behavior.
Mm-hmm.
If you like stop it in its tracks and like address it and fill it all out, definitely. But yellow flags, I feel like always turn into red flags because you only get what you allow. And if you keep allowing something, it's definitely a red flag that you didn't check before. Because at first you thought it was a yellow flag.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't check it when it was a yellow flag. Now it's a full-blown red flag and you just in the thick of it.
So you should check yellow flags.
Oh, for sure. I feel like you should check green flags. You should tell somebody when they're doing something right, tell people when they're doing something wrong. So if you don't at any point, because we only learn by learning people.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do something to you and I don't know it bothers you, how do I stop it?
That's true, but I don't feel like it's always necessary to say something.
I feel like it's always necessary to say something. We are humans we are humans of learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we do is by learned. How I treat you is different how I'm going to treat somebody else because I learned you.
Mm-hmm.
I learned them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really don't feel like it's always necessary to say something because I feel like some things are not as big as a deal to speak up because it's just not important to me at the time. So like, let's say you do something small. Like imagine if someone brought up every little thing that you did that bothered them. Wouldn't it get annoying? No?
It wouldn't.
Okay.
It's because of the context. Because the thing is, people that don't address shit that is little to them, when it becomes a big deal, they're bringing up all the little shit that they let slide.
Okay. That's also true.
That's very much true.
Yeah. That is true. But to me, I feel like there's no reason to bring up every little thing that bothers you because some things are better left unsaid. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
My question to you is, what was the last thing you stole?
Last thing that I stole?
Mm-hmm.
Stealing all these bitches' hearts. I really can't think of anything like physically that I stole.
It's been a while since you stole?
Yeah, I don't really steal shit.
Okay.
I mean, if anything, I would probably steal somebody's charger if I could find one. But
yeah.
Because, I told you my charger's out. But physically, I don't think I've stole anything in a minute.
Yeah, I feel like I have this problem when I get really drunk. I steal niggas' weed. Like, I just noticed that, like time I was in Miami, did I tell you about how I stole niggas' weed in the car?
No, that's really weird, though.
Yeah, like I get drunk and I steal weed. So I think that's definitely the last thing I stole.
That's definitely a red flag, bitch. You a thief when you drunk? Okay.
No, just weed. I would take a little nugget.
It doesn't matter what you're stealing. You still stole. Bitch, what? Red flag. My question is, what advice would you give to someone who is dealing with a person with red flags?
Baby, don't ask me. Clearly, I don't know what red flags are. Shit. I guess my advice is listen to your heart. When
he's calling for you. Since you didn't know the words, I was going to help you out.
Because I don't know pop song. But that's my advice. Listen to your heart.
I feel that. I think advice I would give to someone is just like, no, human nature is never the malicious intent. Because sometimes some people do have it.
That is human nature.
I definitely do feel like red flags should be handled accordingly, but handle it like how you would want someone to handle you.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone has red flags, regardless of if you have red flags, I have red flags. We all have red flags. So it's like, handle it how you want to be handled. So that would be my advice to people.
Yeah.
Thank you all following us on this journey about green flags do exist. I know we talked mostly about red flags because I
want people to know that green flags are also a good thing.
Yeah, I know we focused a lot on red flags, but just because you notice red flags doesn't mean that you notice red flags. And just be mindful of the energy you keep around you, the energy you exert, because it all goes to the overall picture of are you a red flag? Are they a red flag? We red flag. At this point, we all just rocking out one ghetto ass day at a time.
Yeah.
So while you're at it, follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter, which is Sip and Spill
1.
And while you're at it, leave us a
5-star rating because we're some 5-star bitches. Ow.